Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of Hello World with your girl Joy from Be the Difference Clothing. I like to say thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for being with me for what seems like an eternity, but really is a little bit of time. Um, YouTube time. So I really am appreciative of everyone being here. So welcome. We are on episode 84, getting closer and closer and closer to 85. So closer to 100. Hey Shamrock! I'm so mad I missed your chat. I saw that there is a stream that you just did 53 minutes ago, but I was at the gym. But as soon as I come off of here, I'm definitely gonna watch. But yes, thank you for coming on. I'm so glad you look so good. You look like nothing ever happened to you, which is amazing. And I hope you defied all of the odds um, that the doctors pretty much thought was supposed to happen. Good. I'm so glad because you had all of us worried, and I am just super ecstatic that all is well. And, take it easy if you can. Don't overexert yourself because you don't want to slow the healing down by doing too much. So, you got this, son. Too much. So, let's see. So, how was everyone's day? Feel free to look in, talk down in the chat or talk in the chat or call, whichever one you'd like to do. I'm over here just opening a Jolly Rancher because I just feel like I need some sugar, and I was literally gonna, hey Clem, welcome to Hello World. But I literally was going to go to the store and get some cookies or something. But I said, wait a second, I have a Jolly Rancher somewhere around here. I know it is. I know you are. I know you're happy to be sleeping in your own bed, walking around in your own shoes, and just like, feeling comfortable, like people aren't all over just violating you. And you got that hospital, you wash that hospital mess off of you too. So I know you are excited, and um, just keep on keeping on. Um, so let's see. Oh, yes. Remember, guys, to like, subscribe, and share the videos because you never know who might be encouraged by what we say in the chat or what we talk about in general. Today is about what in the world. And honestly, what in the world? Tommy forgot my shoes when he came to pick me up. Did you have anything? Well, I guess he had to carry you across the threshold, right? But that would be something to forget though, because it's like you always assume that you already have a pair of shoes sitting right there. Um, but hey, at least you're home, right? And you made it in one piece. Do you have to like go back to the doctor again for like a follow-up or anything? Or are you pretty much, good to go? Well, I'm sure you have to go back for a follow-up because there's post-ops that you always have to go to just to make sure everything is still healing properly. Um, So, what in the world is up with these two different gas prices? So, like, you have one gas station that does like, okay, so the gas is 273 with the cash and then 289 credit. It's like, how are you charging all of us? Oh, okay. Well, at least you're not in the hospital. They actually cleared you and thought you were healing well enough to be home. So you just keep on doing what you have to do at home so they don't want you to come back. That's all it really is. But why in the world do they have two different gas prices? Can anybody logically explain that to me? For all of these years, it used to be one price. And then all of a sudden, one gas station did it. I saw it and I was like, that's not going to last. But then two and three. And now it's like half the gas stations in the whole entire United States of everything has two separate prices. I refuse to support the gas stations that have the two separate prices because you're not giving me any deal. Because to me, you're just double dipping. in my opinion, I feel like they're double dipping. Because how is it that you can justify charging all credit cards across the board an extra 10 cents when we all know American Express has the highest interest rate versus Visa, MasterCard, Diners Club, and Discover? So, how do they justify that? How do you justify 10 cents more for gas? That makes me say, what in the world? And why in the world do we continuously support these places? Like, we have so much power to shut down stuff if we really don't want to be a part of it, but yet we just let things go nonchalant, like nothing. Like, I'm so serious. Like, and then also, why is it that gas can be 269 today and then 285 tomorrow? You mean to tell me it costs you that much to order another trillion gallons of gas? It costs you that much? No way. You still got the gas that's still in there from from the last 2 days. That gas is still in there. Stop overcharging. I don't get it. What do you guys feel are some what in the world moments? Because to be honest with you, I feel like a lot of things in our society and in our world make you go like, what in the world? Okay, how about this? What in the world are stop signs for? Okay, maybe that's not a good idea. We do need stop signs, but sometimes they're put in places where it really doesn't make sense. Okay, scratch that whole idea. Maybe that was a bad analogy, so scratch it. Oh, okay. So here in Jersey City, they have this pedestrian crosswalk now, or pedestrian way, where, they pretty much cut off most of a major avenue just to paint the road green and put chairs there for all year round. My thing is like, why? Like, it's pretty and all, but it's like the street that used to be parking, those used to be parking spots. I used to shop around there. Like, for a driver, it's no longer driver friendly. It's no longer driver friendly. And I feel like, what in the world? Or how about these city bikes? Mm, sorry. They put these city bikes. I'm so sorry about that. I needed to shut it off. They put these city bikes in parking lanes, meaning the city bike has 5 spots, 5 car spots. We all know winter comes and we all know snow comes. Ain't nobody riding no bike in no 2 inches of snow. What in the world were they thinking? The sidewalk only has to be about 18 inches wide for pedestrians to cross or walk through. That is the standard for fire codes. So some of those sidewalks are very wide. Why can't you just put the city bikes up there and let the drivers have somewhere to park? It's like, what in the world were you thinking? And then they put the city bike in a major congested street, right? So what in the world were they thinking when these people are backing their bikes out and you got cars just swinging by? Makes no sense. And there is no bike lane. What in the world? If there's no bike lane, then there should not be a city bike rest stop or bike port. Makes no sense. And then my thing is, okay, if you want to start alienating and eliminating a driver's possibility of navigating through Jersey City, or any city for that fact, I feel like bicycles and cyclists should get a cyclist license and pay cycle insurance on their vehicles. I mean, on their bikes, and make it mandatory. Make it like a Geico Make it Geico or whatever the other major companies are. Prudential, Progressive, all of that. Make them have to pay. Make them have to pay. Right? Because sometimes they cause the accidents. And I understand they're on two wheels and the possibility of them getting hurt more is higher than a vehicle. But sometimes, how can you stop your vehicle if somebody jutes across in front of you? What in the world were they thinking? And then me as a driver is responsible for that life? Like, yeah, I would feel terrible if someone got hit by my vehicle, even if they were in the wrong, and it would be traumatizing. But at the end of the day, why should I be held accountable? Let me sue their car, their bikes, their cyclist insurance so I can fix the damage in my car. How about that? So, if anybody's watching that loves to put together petitions and make laws, make bills and make laws, then I am asking you in the most nice and decent way, please start a petition for cyclists to have to get a license, like from DMV, and they have to get like cyclist insurance where they pay their 6-month premium or their yearly premium, because drivers should not be held responsible 100% for every single thing that goes on. Let's even up the playing field a little bit, right? And then I guarantee you, then they would probably eliminate those city bikes, right? Or the city stops and ports all over the city where there is no bike lane. And what in the world about that too? How do you have a city bike and no bike lane? Makes no sense. Or how about you have a bike lane where barely a car can drive down the street? You're bound to have an accident. The street isn't even wide enough for your car to pass another car without maybe bumping their rear view mirror, not the rear view, their side mirror. And you're gonna put a bike lane there, and their bike lanes are wide, for that matter too. Like, really, if we're gonna go through all that trouble to create bike lanes and all of that good stuff for them, then we should have them pay insurance, right? Somebody has to pay for the paint that went on the street. Why should it be the motorist? Why? Another thing, there's a girl at the gym that I saw tonight. Um, she just graduated from technology school, right? And now, after she's gotten her graduate degree and all that good stuff, she's saying now she has to get a certification in something else. I'm like, what in the world? You done got the degree, and now they want you to buy another certification. It's like, come on, guys, let's make money doing other things, charging up the people. She already paid whatever she had to pay just to be in school, has the degree in technology, and now you want her to be more certified? What in the world? Well, how about if you graduate in a certain field and that diploma that you have in that certain field doesn't go anywhere? What in the world? Like, no disrespect or anything, but it's just like being serious and honest. Like, why is there even um a degree in history? Okay, we all know that history is very outdated and a lot of what we were taught was not true. So why is it that we have people who are graduating with a history degree? I don't know, maybe they take that degree and do something else with it. Maybe they're archaeologists and stuff. I might be 100% wrong, but I'm thinking about history in just the elementary way, where we learned about Christopher Columbus, all the presidents that preceded us, and all of that other stuff. So I could be very wrong with that, and I'm sure you could do a lot with that degree. But sometimes it makes me say, why? Why is there a degree in history? I don't know. What else is another what in the world? Here's another one. Right. So years ago, I learned that the best vegetables to buy are the frozen ones because those are the more fresh ones. At first, I was like, what in the world? But then they broke down the science. So once all of the vegetables are picked, the frozen ones immediately go into ice. They're cleaned and then they go into ice. So it makes sense. Their freshness is preserved. But why is it that most people are attracted to fresh fruit and vegetables that are just been sitting out? Doesn't that make you say, like what in the world was I thinking about buying fresh vegetables when I can get the frozen when it's healthier and has better nutrients and is preserved better, right? Doesn't that make you say, what in the world was I thinking? So yes, I recommend everybody buy frozen because it is preserved a lot faster and they still don't put anything in it to preserve it. They just freeze it, wash it off and freeze it. And while they're in transport to whatever grocery store they're going to, it's still frozen. So consider using frozen vegetables. I usually buy frozen spinach and I have a bag of frozen string beans, but I don't like the cut of it, so I haven't really eaten it that much, but you know, it is what it is. Let me think. Oh, here's a good one. So many of our protecting and serving patriots, and I'm not disrespecting them, I'm just pointing out the obvious. Sometimes I may pull up and there's a police car beside me, and I'll see them texting. I'm like, what in the world? Now, if that were me, you would want to give me a ticket. Now, would I be wrong to honk them and say, put your phone down? Would that be me saying, what in the world is Joy thinking? But would I be wrong? Shoot, because there's plenty of times when I would like to, be at a traffic light and catch up on a text message or make a phone call or look at my phone on the internet or something. Plenty of times I would love to do that, but I don't sometimes because it's not that important. But what in the world is a cop thinking, knowing good well if we can get a ticket, then they should too. How about the police that jaywalked? There was one that jaywalked in front of me today. And I mean, he took his time jaywalking in front of me. Would I be wrong to honk him? Yeah, I guess. But he was doing something wrong. There are other cops too around the city, and more so the crime-ridden areas where they have police presence 24 hours. So we're already instructed not to talk to them, and they're instructed not to like gain um, any type of neighborhood camaraderie with the patrons and the neighborhood people. Right? They are just there to be a source of making crime flee before it can start. So, what in the world are they thinking when they're like this? And I've seen plenty of them doing this. Head down texting. Now, if someone was out of their mind and was just dying to just die that day or cause trouble, the window was down, right? The police officer's window was down. They could easily go in there, do whatever they want to do because the police officer is too busy navigating through his cell phone to even maybe recognize somebody's coming up on his left or right. So, what in the world are they thinking? Like, I know we all like to text and stuff at work, but sometimes, you really can't. Like my cousin, he's a conductor on Amtrak. And like he literally said, I can't use the phone when I'm working. And I'm like, what do you mean you can't use the phone? You can't text nobody? Like, I always thought, like, why? But he's dead serious. Like, he cannot do that. And he sticks to his guns. So I commend him on that. And I really feel like, wow, I understand why he needs to be fully aware of what's going on, because you never know the thousands of people that go on and off a train, what they're trained to look for in case there's an emergency. So shout out to all of our officers and people who always do right. And then shout out to the ones that, kind of fall short too, because at the end of the day, they're still willing to risk their lives for the safety of ours. But it doesn't mean that they don't have that, what in the world, what you thinking moment. Nothing wrong with that. Again, we all fall short. There's not one person in this world that is perfect. Not one. No one. Not one. Not even me. Not you. Not your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your kids. No one. Your husband, your wife, nobody. Your girlfriend, your boyfriend. No one is. Another good one. What in the world? Oh, so how about if someone is carrying a heavy box? What in the world are you thinking asking, hey, do you need help? Why don't you just get up and go and help them? Be like, let me grab this end. You know what people automatically say when they're struggling with something that's too heavy? No, I'm good. That's the automatic thing because, you don't want to put people out of the way. So what in the world were you thinking by saying, no, I'm good, when you barely hold the box? We do so many crazy things that make our situations a little bit more, our lives and our situations more strenuous for no reason. So yes, there is a big what in the world to all of us when it comes to that. Let me think. What else is another good one? Feel free to chime in or, hit in the description and tell me what in the world experiences you've had. And you're just like, why? Why? What were they thinking? How about this? I was a little girl and I didn't know how to swim, but I wanted to go on this slide anyway. And I was going to go on the slide. I even got on the stairs to go on the slide. And I turned around and I was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to do it. I was too afraid that, if I went on there, I was going to die or something. That would have been, oh, what in the world was she thinking? I was so little and skinny. Probably no one would ever be able to find me because it was a lake. So we all know lakes, you can't see underneath. So I probably would have dipped off and that'd have been it. You guys wouldn't see hello world or MahJ if I decided to just go on that slide. So I'm thankful I had, I could rescind that. What in the world was I thinking? But I should have known better by getting on those stairs. Like, what in the world was I thinking? Thankfully, I used wisdom and got off when I had the proper chance. How about this? How in the world and what in the world do people think they're doing when they cheat on an open book test? What in the world? Like, your wrongs are always going to be justified. Like, look at right now, all of the celebrities who are being found guilty of scamming the SAT system so that their child can get into an Ivy League school. It's sad because the only person or persons that suffer are the kids that are actually in the school who thought they were smart enough or thought that their SAT scores were good enough to actually get into those schools. Because everyone is smart. Everyone has their gift, their talent, and areas that they're strongest in and weakest in. But to think that, and I saw this on the news too, where I was getting my hair done, so that's how I saw it. I believe the kid's father, he was in, don't quote me on what college because I don't remember, but let's just say he was in UPenn or something like that, or Harvard. Let's just say that he was in Harvard and a junior, and they wanted to expel him without any credits. So that means all of those years of schooling that he did, they wanted to hold that back because of something that his dad did. As they said, his scores probably were not because he cheated. So they wanted to take away all of his college, all of his credits that he earned. That's messed up. So I think he was either suing the college or trying to make it right where, okay, if you don't want me to go to this school, that's fine, but let me have my credits so he can take it somewhere else and finish. What in the world was his dad thinking? But you know what? It was probably being done so much and so often that people thought it was no big deal. They probably thought it was no big deal because it's like, oh, it's just one kid. But think about all the other kids who actually get good grades or did get a great SAT score but was not picked because this other one got in. It's sad, the world we live in, guys. And last night we touched on it with the scamming. Wayne actually called in, friend of the show. He called in and was talking about how this guy pretty much squatted on a renovating house, like it is currently being renovated, and posed as the owner or a landlord and rented rooms out of that house while it was still being renovated. And then the poor people who actually, um, when the owner finally went over, those people who were paying rent to the guy who actually probably came that day to collect money, when they found out that he was scamming them, he ran away and got away. But it's just, what in the world is he thinking? Like, you gonna get away with this forever? Maybe he knew it wasn't gonna last forever, but was gonna try to take as much as he could. What in the world? I wonder what kind of contract he probably had them sign. So buyer beware. Buyer beware. There are good things that you can purchase, but then there are some bad things. So just be careful in any purchases you make, um, any leases or contracts you enter in with a company. Just research and make sure that it's legit, because we all have to do our due diligence, right? So, trying to think another thing. Let me go. What in the world? How about, I don't know if any of you go to the gym or not, but how about the people that put on way too much weight? It's like, what in the world are you thinking? You put so much weight on the barbell and then you wonder why your back fell out. And you guys all know, and I think we all know, when your back is done, it takes a long time for your back to come back. A long time. And then if that muscle isn't healed properly or completely and you strain it again, that injury is again painful. I think, what else is another good what in the world? Hmm. Hmm. Oh, sad but true. Recently, I read about two females that were also in college. Um, to get a particular shot, they went to the top of their college dorm building and kind of like maybe they pushed out a little too much and fell out of whatever. One girl did pass away, and another girl, she broke her hip, her leg, and like her arm. Thankfully, she's alive, and didn't break her neck or anything. But what in the world? Like, sometimes we just have to not get that perfect picture. if it means that, that could happen potentially. I hope future students and other people learn from her example or their examples of what happens if you don't make it, or if you lose your footing, or if you tilt too much and you just slip. You just never know. So, if you need to get a dope shot, get a drone and make the drone look like you're in the air or something. So you don't have to say, what in the world was she thinking? I mean, I guess some people take pictures in certain ways just to say that they did it and they experienced it, which is cute, but I mean, come on. I even saw on Instagram that the guy literally, and you would think that this was like a studio picture, the guy literally was on a skyscraper, a building that was still being built, way up in the sky. And the girl got off the ledge and he was just holding her by the hand. And she was just looking up all calm. And mind you, they're like 100 feet in the air. And she's just hanging there like nothing. What in the world is she thinking? What if his grip slipped? That's the end. Midway through the fall, she done. No parachute or anything. She just done. So thankfully, that picture, that video went unhinged. But come on, guys. What are you going to do? What are you willing to do for a picture? Just to get the perfect picture. Don't risk your life or your lives or your life for the perfect picture, because it's really not that important. Let's not have another what in the world were they thinking moments. Another thing, and a lot of cities that are coming up as well, they're putting these little irritating sticks in the street. And like they're chopping off the sidewalk. Like to me, they're chopping off way too much of the sidewalk because another car could potentially fit there. And they're putting these sticks up. So the sticks are so annoying. And I'm just like, I hope every chance somebody gets that they knock them over. I even saw where a car pretty much parked on top of a stick. It was so funny. All you saw was this plastic stick just bent backwards because the car was like, look, I need this spot. It was so funny. So it's like, what in the world are they thinking? Like, leave us motorists alone. Let us live a little bit, please. Let us have a parking space because most of the streets are so congested. Everybody has two cars in a two-family home. And some people have 2 and 3 cars. Nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying, you have 2 and 3 cars without a driveway. What in the world were you thinking? That's just something that make you say that, don't you think? I don't know, guys. Anyway, I'm going to keep it short tonight. Please make sure you are liking, subscribing, sharing these videos, because some days like today, we like to keep it nice and light and airy. Other days like yesterday, we kind of go digging deep, very deep. Just to give a synopsis, we talked about, basically talked about abortion, pro-life, pro-choice, and, we also talked about the scamming. So sometimes it goes really deep. But I thank you guys for joining me for another episode. Just know that your life is amazing, is necessary, it is needed. You are the difference for everybody around you. You're the difference for me. You're the difference for my channel. I love when you guys join in the chat. I love when you guys comment. I love when you guys share a little part of my life or a little part of your time with my life. Because it really goes that far. Like, I get super encouraged and I'm always excited to be like, ooh, can't wait to go and talk to everybody. And, for those who watch when I'm not live, I hope that you either laugh or get encouraged, but never discouraged. Okay? Because you are beautiful. Your life and your light inside of you shines so brightly. I see it. I feel it. I know you're a wonderful person. And you know what? We don't even have to go that deep to find out who you are. Yeah, we all may need to be brushed off from time to time, but you are amazing. You know why? Because your creator, God, or whoever you believe in, made you. And he made you for this special time, this special moment to influence everybody around you, influence me, and to just become a better you. So just know that you are important no matter what. Never let your down days keep you down too long. I will see you guys tomorrow between 7 and 9. Make sure you are sharing, liking, and hitting that notification bell. Shout out to the Shamrock Pixie for joining me tonight, guys. Make sure you go over to her page, show her some love. This woman has been through a lot. She has an amazing story, and I'm sure you can be encouraged by what she has to say. So make sure you run by her, chat, and see what she's all about. Show her page some love, and also continue to be the difference and be who you are to the best of your ability. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Have a great day. And until we meet again, I love you. And yeah, all of that.